So let's keep this short and sweet. What's going on, team? We're going to be talking about the Producer Price Index report that is set to be released tomorrow, 1 hour after the market opens. Now, again, we definitely do not have to do this, but we live streamed the CPI, which is the Consumer Price Index, today, 1 hour before the market opens. I am willing to do it as well if you guys want me to. I just want enough people to show up. I asked my Learn Plan Profit team, they were all about it. Now I'm asking you on YouTube. If you want me to live stream, and again, it is early, 1 hour before the market opens, just get this video to over 1,500 likes. I just want to make sure enough people show up. But I wanted to actually break down what exactly happened today. So the CPI, which is the Consumer Price Index report, was released today. We were preparing for this, and we knew that most likely June was going to see a rise, right? This is where we're talking about inflation was previously at 8.6%. The expectation was at 8.8%. It reported and came in at 9.1%. Obviously worse than expected. A higher inflation rate than before and the highest that we've seen in the past 41 years. With that being said, the market just tanked. Now, the market was down about 7 to 8% for the triple leverage ETF TQQQ. So the actual NASDAQ was down about 2 to 2.5%. Nothing too crazy. And then all of a sudden it began to recover, and it made a full recovery back into the green. At one point, it was back in the green, I think like 1.5%. And then leading into market close, the market began to sell off. It's down about 2% overall on the day for TQQQ, which means that the NASDAQ market's actually down less than 1% on the day. Based off of how bad the CPI data report was, I don't think the reaction, the overall performance of the market was that bad today. Now, what is the Producer Price Index and why is it important? This is what I want to keep very simple. And you can let me know in the comments section if I did a good job explaining this. The Consumer Price Index, which is the CPI that was released today, obviously, that's the inflation that we see as consumers, people like you and I. The Producer Price Index, just focus on the first word, producer. It's the people that are producing these goods and services. It's actually the inflation that they see on the front end before it even gets to us as consumers. So why is this important? In the most simplistic way, the reason I see this to be of value for people and investors like you and I, think about it. If the producer is seeing an increase of inflation at their manufacturing cost, and we can see this based off of this report for the PPI, right? Then that means that in a couple of months, as a consumer, right, because it's a domino effect, if the producer is seeing an increase of inflation, then that means that a consumer should expect to see an increase of inflation maybe in the months that follow. So by being able to have a better understanding of what producers are either seeing an inflation, an increase or decrease on, can give us a better edge on where we can then kind of expect CPI to be. So again, the really exciting thing about this is that they also have seen the PPI begin to slow down at the rate that it was increasing. And if that means that producers are seeing a decrease at the rate that it's increasing, then that means that hopefully CPI can also see that slow down in the up and coming months. And the reason that's encouraging is because everyone continues to talk about energy and oil prices and food prices. Energy and food are the two sectors that are not included in core inflation. And the reason that they are not included is because the Federal Reserve, by raising interest rates, cannot control the prices of those two goods, right? They cannot control the prices of goods. They cannot control the prices of energy prices. So with that being said, it's removed out of the core inflation formula. So core inflation for the 3 consecutive months, it's actually seen a decrease. But because oil prices and food prices are so expensive, we still are seeing an increase for overall inflation, right? And that's what gets us at that 9.1% that we were reported today. The thing that's encouraging is as of mid-June, going into July, we have seen oil prices and oil futures begin to drop. The great thing about this is, again, it's all about forecasting and expectation. If we see that oil prices at the pump are beginning to decrease, then that means that inflation in those very weighted areas are beginning to come down. And if we see that oil prices begin to come down, then that means that hopefully the rate of inflation also begins to slow down. And hopefully for the month of July and or August, we can report an actual decrease in those energy sectors that have been such a negative or just have caused so much negative weight to the overall inflation rate. Same thing for the producer price index. The highest sectors that have seen the highest rate of inflation, obviously is food and oil. The reason I just wanted to make this video is in preparation to tomorrow's live stream. I want you guys to understand what we're talking about. So all this really is we're just trying to see, or this report, all it's going to tell us is what the inflation is for producers. We're the consumers, that's what the CPI is for. That's why that's always more popular, because it's what the cost is for us. But for investors, right, especially if you're trying to set expectation for the future, the PPI can be a very useful tool or report to stay on top of, so then you can have a better understanding of what to expect for CPI, as that is something that tends to follow or be influenced by obviously the production or the price of production, which is, again, being able to understand the inflation with that. So wanted to make sure that I break that down. And again, I'm excited. If you guys want me to, I'm going to be checking my phone to see if this video gets over 1,500 likes. And if it does, I'd be more than happy to see how the overall market reacts. If you have any specific questions that you would like to ask me about CPI or PPI, please, I know that it's a confusing topic. I want you to know that there's not one question that's too simple. So as long as you tried to Google your question, and if you still cannot get it, send me a direct message on Discord or send me a direct message on Instagram. So if you guys refresh this video, in the description, you guys should be able to see the first link is my free Discord chat. It's free. We have over 45,000 members, and you can direct message me at any time, and it's a private message if you want to message me that way. You can also feel free to message me via Instagram, and that's that third link in the description. Friendly reminder, I'm finally verified on Instagram, and I have the blue check mark. Every other Ricky account is fake. I have no alternative accounts, so please make sure that if you're following or if they're messaging you, any other account other than the one linked down below is fake. And again, I have the blue check mark finally. So I really do appreciate you guys' time. I'm excited for the CPI or the PPI report tomorrow. One of the things that I do want to remind you is, again, if you guys want to be able to watch me trade live every single day, this is aside for the live stream tomorrow. This is different, right? This is to be able to watch me trade live every morning. It's our Learn Plan Profit group. And again, it's all inclusive. It's a one-time payment. And right now we are running a $100 off discount. And that's going to be that second link down below. We are also, and just did, a full restock on all of our mouse pads. So if you guys have been waiting for us to restock, we also just added this new one, which is the cash only, but instead of the RGB, it's the regular one. It was a very popular one for the RGB collection. But again, all of these mouse pads, all the day trader mouse pads are now back in stock. So if you guys have been waiting, make sure you click the fourth link down below or head on over to shoptechbuds.com. Pick up your mouse pad, and it automatically enters you towards our giveaway. So we're going to be flying out 3 lucky winners in the month of August, and you enter automatically. So if you pick up a new mouse pad, if you pick up a new flag, you get automatic points. For every $1 you spend, it equals 5 automatic entries. So the easiest way I can put it is just select your favorite items. And again, for every $1 you spend, it's 5 automatic entries. And I will be selecting a winner around August 7th to be flown out, all expenses paid, staying with us at an Airbnb that we have, and then spending time with me and the team next to the TechBuds HQ. And that should be around August 23rd to August 25th. So again, if that's something that you would be interested in, just head on over to shoptechbuds.com and click on the staycation giveaway to learn more about the details. So I really do appreciate you guys' time. Hope that it earned your thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.